Question for you. I mean, when we talk about what's happening in this region specifically, the U.S.-China trade war, it's about so much more than just economics. And right here in this region, we're square in the middle of it.
Sure. And it is definitely not just a trade war. It is so much more. It is a technology war. It is a currency war. It is a great power rivalry about to happen here. It is a space race. It is an arms race. It is a values competition. And I think unless we understand that, we are destined to misunderstand the dynamics of the U.S.-China rivalry.
And this is the thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, you have the fact that China is the largest foreign direct investor in the UAE.
That's right.
And this is something that comes up again and again in my conversations, not just with officials in this part of the world, but back in Washington as well. And you just get the sense that the Americans don't yet have a handle on how to deal with that, because not just the UAE, but Saudi Arabia and other Gulf Arab countries are looking eastward.
Of course. And it's natural for them. This is where the money's coming from, correct, right? I mean, now there is absolutely the other side of the equation, which is it's not just about money. It is also about power projection capability, safety, security, and the geopolitical angles, not just an economic angle. So that's yet another layer of this onion that we have to consider.
And also, of course, that does lead into the higher conversation that we're having over the next couple of days, which is Saudi budget, Aramco IPO, the biggest IPO in history, and certainly what happens next with regards to, as you say, the security of this region.
Sure. Well, I would say the budget is a really interesting topic for me, and I've been paying very close attention to it.
Will it be expansionary?
Well, not only the budget entirely, but the defense budget specifically. And that is a really shocking fact that I've paid attention to closely. The defense budget in Saudi Arabia has exceeded for years the Russian defense budget, making it the third largest defense budget in the world. That's a really interesting fact. What the implications are.
That's really interesting as well. I mean, when you're talking about the fact that they're going to build Kalashnikovs in Saudi Arabia, aside from the fact that from that being such a shift geopolitically, at the same point, you know, this is something that feeds the American economy. It feeds European economies.
Sure. Yeah. Look, it's a complex stew of a lot of cross currents, and disentangling it is not an easy thing to do. I hope one of the things we accomplish here at this Arab Strategy Forum is to try to get some discussion around it, to try to get our arms around it. It's a complex, tough problem. There's no easy answer.
When you look at this region specifically, UAE specifically, Dubai, when we talk about the possibility of another recession, how closely tied is that, do you think, to the tendency in this part of the world, particularly in this city, to build buildings that are bigger? Tall towers.
All right, so I have talked about this a lot, and I want to preface it by saying it is not a reflection of Dubai or the UAE, but it's a reflection of global liquidity such that we would have easy money, banks willing to lend. That's one condition. Two, you have to have speculative conditions globally. Negative interest rates help that, right? Pushing money into different projects. And lastly, you have to have a little bit of overconfidence that the world has changed and you're sort of going to be able to build things. So the world's tallest skyscraper has historically captured as an early warning sign of forthcoming economic and financial chaos.
And the building, of course, that was being built around 2008 when we had that first.
CONVERGE Dubai was completed, I think, in 2009, but in 2007 it claimed the title of the world's tallest freestanding structure.
And now competition coming for the next one, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia has one, the Chinese have one, and of course Dubai is not going to be left out of that competition either.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.